Hello everyone and welcome to Northern Dreams as we wrap up the TAB Northern Winter Series. What a series it has been, and it culminates in a massive day at Cairns on Friday. It's going to be an absolute beauty. Well, the race day will be a beauty, and so is our show coming up. We've got a prominent owner that's got he's got a huge day, a huge say in some big races at Cairns on Friday, and one of the more prominent trainers who gets a bit edgy before his hometown race meetings. They'll both be joining us a little later on, and they're going to be really interesting to chat to. But the gentleman that takes us through all the form and has had us many a winner right throughout this series is Chris Nelson. Joins me now on Northern Dreams. Chris, welcome to you, and this is going to be a massive day, Friday.
It certainly is, Simon. Hello to you and to everybody watching. And yeah, can't wait for Cairns on Saturday. A bit sad that it's the last of the series, but gee, we're going out with a bang, aren't we? We've got 10 races on the cards. It promises to be a great day. Yeah,
it certainly will be a great day. The highlight for you of a day like this is the Cup, the one that stands out for you?
Oh yeah, always the Cup, and look, secondary the sprint race is always very exciting as well. With all of these places we've been, Townsville, Mackay, etc., the Cup and the sprint race are always the highlights for me. But just the way that the local crowd get behind the Cup, and there's so many local runners, and it really is a great day for local people at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it certainly is, and you know, having people at the races is an absolute bonus at this stage anywhere in the country. So that, of course, will add to the atmosphere at Cairns. Not that Cairns needs to have much atmosphere added to it. It's a fantastic day. Okay, let's have a look at the card now and those main races you mentioned. The first one we'll have a look at is the Guineas, the Magic Millions Daintree 3-year-old Guineas. There's the field in front of you. How are you seeing this roll out, Chris?
Yeah, well, this is going to be a very short-priced favourite, Simon. Number 2, Derulo, 4 starts for 4 wins. Cumulative margin at those 4 wins, 17.3 lengths. The latest was by 6 lengths. Gate 8, don't worry about that. He'll cross and lead here, and that's probably the closest they'll get to him in the run. He's very, very impressive, this fellow.
He was impressive last start in the Townsville Guineas. He absolutely smashed them.
Yeah, he won it to Cairns there. He bolted in that race. This is a completely different look or different feel of race compared to these other Guineas races that we've had. It's shorter. It's 1,250 metres, but that's going to suit him. Look, he never got out of second gear or even first gear. There was a lot left under the bonnet, and he gave them a caning, and he should do the same again come Friday.
Yeah, Chris Jorgensen, we're speaking to him a little later on in the show, and he's got a big say with North Africa in the Cup, and also Derulo there. Both those horses going for 5 in a row, which, you know, as an owner, must be so exciting.
I'll say, how would that be? I mean, most owners are lucky to get their horse even to the track, and this guy's got two going for 5 in a row. That's just a huge bonus, and best of luck to him.
And I'm figuring from what you have said and your description of this race on Friday that Derulo's the horse for you.
100%. Derulo should go straight to the front, as I said, and he will win it and win it clearly. Tennessee Boy was also good at Cairns last start. He won there by a space. He looks the Cornella horse, and then Mystery and Magic and a Clever Hunter. But as I said, none of those horses have been around in the previous 2 Guineas races that we've had.
Okay, let's go to the Cairns Newmarket now, over the 1,400 metres. And the first time, if I'm correct in saying, we've seen this race at Weight for Age?
Yes, that'd be right, and that's good for a horse such as the Harrovian, who would be carrying the grandstand if it wasn't under those conditions. Poor old Monsieur Gustave, Simon, I think every time we've done the show and we've had one of these sprint races, these Newmarkets, he's drawn out in the car park, and here he is again, gate number 13. So obviously Daryl Hanson's done something wrong there. His luck will change eventually, I'm sure.
Okay, let's have a look at Cleveland Bay and Deadly Choices now, 2 of the good chances in the Newmarket. Can either of these 2 challenge the favoured horse in the Harrovian?
Well, I think Deadly Choices was impressive here, but I thought Langro was very good there on the fence. Langro did a lot of work early to find the fence and lead, and gee, he fought on very well. We know he's well up to the mark from his Brisbane form, and he draws a lot better gate here around. So from that race, I'd be probably following Langro into the Newmarket there on Friday. He's the one that will run really well, but he's not my top pick. You know what it's going to be, don't you?
Yeah, I think I do know what it's going to be. I think it's going to be the Harrovian, isn't it?
Spot on. The Harrovian there with the 59 kilos. he looks the one to beat. He had a couple of runs in his last campaign, shorter trips such as today, 12.50, etc. And he won those convincingly, and he will be winning this again today. He's a very good horse, or on Friday, should I say. 3, Langro, he's the danger. He'll go out in front. He'll give them plenty to run down. My old mate Drumbeat's Choice, he's just about costing me every week. I'm running out of money with him. And number 8's Only Wanna Sing. So 1, 3, 4 and 8 for me.
Well, the HARROVIAN on top last year. I think we picked him on top to win the Cairns Cup. This year we're going for the Newmarket over the 1,400 metres. The Cairns Cup's the next field we look at over the 2,100 metres. And, some horses we've been following right throughout the series here. But North Africa, the one that punters seem to want at this early stage pre-Friday, going for 5 in a row.
Yeah, a lot of these, as you say, Simon, we've seen in these other cup races leading into Cairns. North Africa is the one we've seen on these programs, but we haven't seen him go around in one of the cup races. And the other one of interest there, number 13, Jason's mate, Paniagua. It goes from those 2 Guineas wins up to the cup here, as you said earlier, going for 6 straight. So, yeah, plenty of interest in the cup. It'll be interesting to see how these horses measure up.
Having a look at Paniagua now, do you see any trouble running the journey here? Do you think the 2,100 is going to be a challenge or not?
I suppose until they run it, you never really know. Look, he's finished off very well here at the end of the mile. 500 metres up against open class horses. When he's only a 3-year-old, obviously he's going to be a little bit of a task. So, it's not all going to be easy for him. He certainly does face that task. But, look, he's doing nothing wrong. He can only win his races, and he's doing that in very impressive fashion. So I've got him in the mix for sure.
Can Sharanda put another cup on the shelf after a win in the Townsville Cup?
Yeah, probably can here. I've certainly got Sharanda in the mix once again. He's going to be up near the front here, and it's a race where there doesn't look to be a heap of speed. So he should get a reasonable run once again. And look, take away that run he had in town. His form has been very consistent all through this carnival.
Okay, well, let's have a quick look at North Africa's last start. And this is what's getting people very excited. Over the 1,900 metres, 2,100 metres doesn't seem to... be worrying anyone within the stable because he's very strong here.
Yeah, and he's just one of those horses that bowls along and does his own thing in front, and when the chips are down, he just finds another gear and puts a bit of a gap in them. And as you see there, he's pretty easy to the line, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he certainly is. So it's going to be an exciting race on Friday. Where are you heading, Chris?
Well, a horse we haven't spoken about yet in this particular segment, and that's Best Hoffer, who I was keen on at Townsville. But Best Hoffer unfortunately got way too far back, but his closing 200 metres was still the best in the race. So he might be the forgotten horse here, Simon, and we might get a good price about Best Hoffer. So I'm going to stick because he was so impressive at Mackay. Certainly North Africa, 13 Paniagua and 3 Sharanda. We covered those other 3 in more detail. But I'm sticking with Best Hoffer and maybe a hometown victory for Tommy Headley.
Okay, putting the heat on, your best bet of the day for Cairns Cup Day on Friday.
My best bet of the day is another Tommy Headley horse, and that's race 2, number 1, Brilliant Mind, who is an early scratching from the Cairns Cup. And the value, of course, the stablemate Best Hoffer. So it could be some big celebrations in the committee room there, Simon.
Yeah, well, there'll be some celebrations, all right. There always is. In Cairns, it seems to bring out the best in people, doesn't it, Chris? But we'll no doubt see plenty of that on Friday. Thanks for your help. Let's hope those tips get up, and it's going to be a wonderful day in Cairns on Friday.
Let's hope so. Thanks, Simon. All the best to you and everybody watching.
Well, racing can often throw up some interesting combinations. A couple of weeks ago, we spoke to Peter Cullen. He was a trainer jockey, trained a horse into the Townsville Cup and rode it accordingly. Today, we're going to be joined by a bookmaker owner, which I think is a very interesting combination. I'm not sure you're going to get much odds around the horses if the bookie fancies it, but we'll find out all about that from Chris Jorgensen, who joins us now on Northern Dreams. Welcome, Chris. A big day for you on Friday in Cairns. We've got a couple of genuine chances that have strung a lot of wins together. But firstly, welcome. And do you get a bit nervous going into a big race day up north, one of your favourite places?
Yeah, absolutely, Simon. On many levels because of the bookmaking as well as the ownership. So, yeah, it's some sleepless nights and been very nervous through the day. So looking forward to it, very excited.
A couple of your horses taking part on Friday, North Africa and Derulo, both of them 4 wins in a row going for their 5th. Let's concentrate a little bit on North Africa first, going into the Cairns Cup, prestigious race. You've got to give your hand away as a bookmaker, don't you? If you turn it into 2-1 before it starts, you've got to say you fancy it.
Yeah, well, the corporates do that a couple of days beforehand for us, and as a bookmaker, we don't need to sort of do too much form on the race. But yeah, I'd think he'd start favourite for this race on Friday.
Been a family affair, this bookmaking, Chris?
That's true, yeah. Father Brian has done it for over 40 years. I've helped him out as a clerk as much as I could over the last 20, and have had a licence, a standalone licence, for the last 3 years. So I do love it, and it is in the blood.
North Africa, just going back onto him, he hasn't been with you that long. I think you purchased him through the English online sale in January, but he's done a hell of a job since he's headed north. He
has. He's a beast of a horse. He does everything right. We got him up from Jason Warren. We purchased the horse in January. He did make the trip all the way to Cairns. From Cairns, due to the COVID regions, we did send him down to Jared Wheeler in Rocky, thinking that area down there will be a little bit weaker than up here with the Southeast Queensland trainers not being able to get to Rocky. So from there, he's been with Jared Wheeler. He had a couple of warm-up starts, and now been on a four race winning streak heading into Friday.
And running good time. I think he ran a second quicker than the Townsville Cup his last start.
Yeah, that's true. The 2,000 metre Townsville Cup, and there was another race on that same day over the 2,000 metres. He did run at a second quicker than the Cup, and he would have got I think it was about a 6 or 7 kilo drop as also if he went in the Cup. So we were very much frustrated that he didn't get into the field.
Yeah, no, well, you can't take... you like to take winning form into big races, and that's, it's what your horse has, you know. So as a bookmaker and an owner, do you go with a level of confidence? Because on one hand, you know I suppose the risks and the things that can go wrong from a race point of view and owning a horse. On the other side, for many of the runners, you're wishing a bit of that to go wrong so you can line your pocket as a bookmaker.
The bookmaking takes a back seat here. It's been a dream for a long time for the family. I'm only a part owner in the horse, along with my father Brian and another very good friend in Untitled. So, I mean, we've been on an incredible ride over the last 5 months, 6 months. And yeah, it's a family affair, and it's been something that we've been looking forward to for a very long time. Didn't think it was going to come this year, but North Africa, he's just your genuine, honest, perfect horse, and he deserves the chance this week.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of others you've got under your charge as well. Let's just spend a moment on Derulo. It came out of that same English sale, and again has won 4 in a row.
That's correct, yep. We got him for, I think it was about $15,000, and since then, with the Rodney Miller stable in Cairns, they have done a fantastic job with him, and he's won, 4 straight. Hasn't even looked like being beaten. So hopefully he has another run in him on Friday, and he can do the same.
Well, he doesn't mind the Cairns racetrack. We're just having a quick look here. Chris, his last win at Cairns, and that was emphatic.
He's an incredible horse. He's just a beautiful horse, and geez, you wish you had more of them, but I don't know. Did we get lucky? Yes. From day one, Rodney Miller said this horse is going to be a star, and he's been right so far.
Well, you want one more of him. I think you do have, don't you? What about Inquiry?
Yeah, Inquiry. Very similar running pattern. They love to jump and run. Most of the horses we do buy, we like that. Don't like to ride for luck. So Inquiry, he won the 4 straight for us. He went to Jared Wheeler in Rocky. He won 4 very nicely there. From there, we sent him down to John Smurden in the Gold Coast, and he got a couple of wins down there, including the listed Spear Chief. And, he's just been also an incredible purchase for us and a beautiful horse.
Well, Chris Friday, we wish you well. 1, with the bag over your shoulder, but 2, in the races out in the middle as well. It's a great thrill to win any race, but let alone your hometown cup, and with everything that's gone into the horses that you're taking to the races on Friday, we wish you well.
Thank you very much, Simon.
Good on you. Chris Jorgensen joining us there, and what a day he's going to have on Friday. One of the favourites in the Cup, Derulo, he's having one hell of a run at the moment. And when you have those in racing, you want to appreciate them, because sometimes they don't happen all that often. Well, we're going to find out all about the North Queensland news. Yes, well, time for Racing Queensland news. Our man Jason Bonington, very busy week, massive build-up to this Cairns Cup Friday. Yeah,
I had to take a week off, but fortunately I'm back here now, and I've been chasing down the news and caught up with a few trainers, and they've become old mates of mine now. I can't wait to get up to Queensland. Oh, well, there should be a spare room for me. Yeah. You would imagine somewhere, maybe.
I'm sure there will be next year.
It might be an outhouse or something, quite meagre. But I'm happy to go there, and I reckon Ace Maliff will be one man who's more than happy to put up digs for me. Spoke to him a couple of weeks ago, of course. Paniagua has been a mainstay, winning guineas after guineas, but he's stepping up into the Cup, into the Cairns Cup this week. 2,100 metres, big jump up from the mile, as we know, but Ace just thinks he will absolutely chew up the 2,100 metres. And look, if he doesn't get there, we put him out of the paddock, and then he comes back and maybe heads to Brisbane next preparation. But right here, right now, he couldn't be going better, and Ace outlined it very well, and we know this in racing, Simon. You can sort of avoid this year if you want to and wait for 12 months down the track, and then the horse goes amiss. Why do that? He's a 4-year-old. Yes, it's a tough assignment, but while Paniagua is winning and up and going, Ace wants to have a crack at the Cup, and he thinks they're a live winning hope.
2,100 for Ace, no problems. 2,100 for Jason Bonington.
Yeah, no.
Do you think you'll get 2,100?
I think, no, 100%. I mean, I can't quite tell, Ace told me he's got that competitive instinct and he loves racing, but when you see him win during this Northern Winter Series, he's winning so easily you can't work out whether he's doing it on pure ability and the penny hasn't dropped, or whether he's actually a competitive beast. But he's just cruised and beaten those of his own age group so comfortably. Why not have a crack? And the way he hit the line over 1,600 metres, you never know. 500 metres is a big step up in trip, but I'm confident he'll get there, and Aces too.
What else has been doing the news circles?
I also spoke to Jared Wheeler. We spoke to him a couple of weeks ago as well. Only Want to Sing was one that he wanted to put in the Cleveland Bay. Had to win its previous start to get there. Didn't do that, so Jared avoided that, but he's coming into the new market here, and he's got a big opinion of the horse. He knows that going in under the weight for age scale is not going to particularly suit the horse, but believes the horse has got well above average ability, and there's another one that could be very progressive going forward. So it's another throw at the stump situation. He also trains North Africa. Spoiler alert, might be tipping him later. He's only had him for 6 starts, 4 wins in succession. Wanted to go to Townsville. Unfortunately, didn't have the credentials to get into that race. Gets into Cairns, and I think it's something that Jared's very much looking forward to. 4 wins on the trot. That picket fence form line can be completed if he wins the Cairns Cup, and I reckon he might.
Anything else just to finish off for us?
I had about a 2-hour and 46-minute conversation with Rodney Miller.
I wanted you to touch on this.
He's got Derulo, whose stable name must be Jason, of course, as we know, the American pop singer. Now, Derulo's undefeated and has got a stack of ability, clearly. Rodney had some magnificent stories. Worked for Roger, Graham Rogerson, Brian Mayfield-Smith, some great stories about Brian Mayfield-Smith. Lloyd Williams for 12 years, a former jockey, back up in Cairns now. And basically, I won't say he was dismissive of his opposition. Tennessee Boy's a very nice horse, but he was basically saying horrible, awful, destructive luck would need to be in play to get Derulo beaten. So he's super confident. And it's amazing, isn't it? You're looking at these races, and it's a series, the TAB Northern Winter Series throughout North Queensland, but so many of these progressive types, he's already talking about not just going to Brisbane, but being a group class winner in Brisbane in the future, Derulo. Wow. And there have been some really big offers as well. So hopefully Derulo can get the job done. He actually looks like the one. If you're going to have... I'm not a multi-man personally. The younger punters love them though, Simon. If you're going to have one of those magical 10-leg multis, it sounds to me very much like Jason Derulo is one that you can throw in and set and forget.
Okay. All right. Well, I've got a funny feeling what you said a little earlier as I look you in the eye and say, swear on the Bible, the Cairns Cup on Friday, who's your best? I
am going with North Africa. I've been swayed by an interview we had a little bit earlier, and also
Chris Jorgensen, you listened well.
Yes, I listened well, and I listened to Jared as well. And I just think the fact that they were desperate to get to Townsville, they've missed that hard hit out. They didn't have to have it, so they turn up relatively fresh here. And the time that North Africa ran in its recent start, in its recent successful start, was good enough for me to think that it can win the race. I'm not declaring it, but it is my tip in the race, Good.
Okay, well, it's going for 5 in a row, so it'll be something special if it can.
Yeah, well, it's the old picket fence form line. So I don't know what's up in North Africa, Senegal, Tunisia, Morocco, something around there, but Egypt. But I'm going with North Africa anyway, and I'm a Christian, so when I put the hand on the Bible and say North Africa, you know I mean it.
Let's not travel too far. We'll be happy to get out of Melbourne at some time soon. That'd suit us down to the ground. But end of our a lovely little stint over the winter with our winter series, our Northern Dreams. Thank you very much for the news you brought to us. It's been fun, the journey.
I've enjoyed it no end, and again, just like I said a couple of weeks ago, thank you to all the participants. They're not only happy to take the call, but they are so friendly, accommodating and giving. So hopefully I'll get another gig, and if not, everyone I've spoken to, if you're listening, if I'm coming to North Queensland, I want a room.
Yeah, and he wants a little drink of something as well while he's there. But Jason Bonington, all the news on the TAB Northern Winter Series has been fantastic right throughout the journey. So, Jason, thank you to you. Well, the HARROVIAN will be taking his place at the big Cairns Day on Friday. Now, you expect the HARROVIAN to be in the Cairns Cup. Not so. This year it's in the Cairns at Newmarket. Now, Stephen Messingham's the trainer. The owner was Tom Headley, we spoke to a little earlier in the series, and there was a setback for the HARROVIAN, so they've kept him to the shorter trips. And the first time the Newmarket's been at weight for age, I reckon Stephen Messingham, who joins me now, has got a little bit of confidence and a bit of sparkle in his eye. Stephen going to this race on Friday. We're not used to seeing him on these shorter journeys, but you look at his form, he can win at any trip on any ground. He's one hell of a horse.
Yeah, afternoon, Simon. Yeah, he's been a good horse to us. He's unbeaten at Cairns, so he's won from 12.50 through to the 2100. He's pretty versatile.
Stephen, talk us about the thrill of him because, you know, as I said, his form, the depth of his form is sensational. You go to the races and there's not an expectation of running well. There's really an expectation of winning.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but at least, you know, when you go to the races, he's going to give 110% and he's always going to be around the money. And ever since, we've run him, he's been a super horse to us. And like I say, he's won from 12.50. Then sort of we progressed through and got him to the mile, and he got beat at Townsville. And then we went the Townsville Cup. He won Cairns Cup, the Amateur Cup, and then went for a break and come back with the big weights. 65.5, I think it was, and won first up. Then he came out and won with 67. So yeah, he's pretty handy horse.
You mentioned those cup races. We've got a couple to have a peek at. And let's have a look at last year's Townsville Cup. And the orange colours are the ones you want to be looking for with the HARROVIAN. They're seen a lot, particularly with Tommy Headley, the number of horses he's got. But what were you thinking on this day? What sort of luck did he need to go his way, Stephen?
I just said to Robbie, like, the horse was in form and coming through and hadn't hit his peak. And I said to Robbie, whatever you do, mate, don't hit the front. If you can hit the front, don't hit the front too early. He tends to switch off. Coming to the corner, I had another runner in the race and he went around him, actually, an old horse called Baz, and I thought, gee, we're not travelling real well. But Robbie just sucked up behind him, and when the split came in the straight, Robbie sort of was patient and he waited for about 100 yards before he drove through, and once he drove through, I knew he was going to be strong on the line.
Well, not only is he strong on the line at Townsville, he hung in there for a win in the Cairns Cup, which obviously the 2020 version is happening on Friday, but you'll have good memories of the 2019 one.
He toyed with him at Cairns in the Cup, and sort of Robbie give him the gun right and just peeled out and sort of went bang, sort of 250 out and was all over. And he was only getting better and better as the preparation went on. And then we had a little minor hiccup with his feet after Cairns, and we were sort of very nervous leading into it. We were most probably lucky. It was a blessing. There was 5 weeks between the Cairns Cup and the Amateur Cup, and sort of at week number, I think it was about 2.5 weeks in, we were just having trouble with his feet. And I said to the vet, we got to dig out. He had a little abscess, and I said, we can't find it. We're going to have a little dig, and if we can't find it, we're going to have to just put him in the paddock. And we had a little dig and found it, and from there on, it was, was a big relief. And that day he was going for 285,000. So it was a pretty nervous couple of weeks, I can tell you.
Well, we can have a look now at how he performed in the Cairns Amateur Cup and take nothing away from him or the efforts of yourself and the vet. He was in sterling form again.
Yeah, I was getting a bit nervous coming to the corner because he tracked up so easy, and he's a horse that if he hits the front too early, he can switch off. And I'm thinking, don't go, Robbie. But Robbie said to me, he just towed him from the corner home. And he said he was going to win a long way out.
Steve, we're used to seeing him over those sort of journeys in recent years and so much success. I mentioned, his form, from 6 furlongs basically to 2,200, he's been winning races. But you have kept into those shorter trips during this carnival. Now, Tom mentioned a setback. Can you just explain to us that setback and where your thinking has been to take him now to this 1,400 metre race on Friday at weight for age level?
After his last run, he went to the paddock I think he ran on the Thursday, and he went to the paddock on the Friday. And he got a little abscess. So I don't know if he got a little hit in the eye the day he ran, or he's caught his eye on something up at the farm, and he was only there a few days. And on the Wednesday, the lady at the farm, Belinda, rang me and said, Harold's eye's not getting any better. He's heading, I'm going to take him to the vet. I said, you've got to do what you've got to do and do the best thing for him. And he ended up being there for 5 weeks. It was touch and go for a bit, so I was pretty nervous couple of weeks while he was at the vet. But his eye came good, and then they announced that the new market was on at weight for age. So we said, we set a plan to go there, and we're nearly there. Got a couple of days to go, so we've got to be patient and see how we go.
We can carry some weight. We just saw some vision of his last start win at Cairns, and he carried 67, if my memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, that's correct. 67 kilos, and he toyed with him.
He's carrying you and I, Stephen.
Yeah, maybe half of me, but look, good horses can do things that normal horses can't. And, I think that's the thing with him. He can just do things that most horses can't do.
Big day for a trainer, and obviously you've got the Harrovian going around. What else is the camp got going around on Friday?
I think I've got 9 runners Friday, so it's pretty busy for us. Got him and Cedarwood in the new market. I had a horse in the Cup. I scratched him out of the Cup. He'll run in a benchmark 65, 1900 horse called Brilliant Mind, which he may be a horse you might see next year's Cup. He runs second to North Africa, and, every man and his dog wants to tip North Africa at the moment. So, if we'd have drew a gate, I wouldn't have been trying to take him on, but drawing 15, you just got to be fair to the horse and be patient, at the end of the day. They're on again next year.
Well, we look forward to chatting to you again next year, but let's get this year out of the road first. It's a big day for you. You're used to big race cards, particularly with the Harrovian, and from all of us here at Northern Dreams, we wish you well, Stephen.
Yeah, mate. Thank you very much.
Good on you. Stephen Massingham joining us there, the trainer of Harrovian, and what a massive job he's done. He and Connections and Tom Headley. You might notice in some of that vision, there's a lot of orange-coloured jockeys. Well, they're Tom's colours, and he has a lot of horses up north and right throughout Queensland, and a fantastic supporter of racing. So we wish not only Stephen well, but Tom well on the weekend or on Friday. Okay, well, that's about it from us on Northern Dreams for this season. It's been absolutely fantastic. A big thanks to Chris Nelson and Jason Bonington. Of course, Scott Knoll, Kylie Baker behind the scenes. The Racing Queensland crew have given us an enormous amount of support. So it's been great fun. We look forward to another wonderful series, the finale on Friday in Cairns, and then we look forward to your company again next year for what will be a wonderful series. But it's bye for now.